Hello and welcome back again to Arsenal Stage News, your home of Gunners updates and latest transfer saga. Let's get started straight to defeat at Anfield against Liverpool. It is bad news to all Gunners and Mikel Arteta. Saliba'S early injury a huge blow as Arsenal faced Liverpool at Anfield. Arsenal's Premier League clash with Liverpool at Anfield got off to the worst possible start for Mikel Arteta's side, as defensive leader William Saliba was forced off with injury after just 5 minutes. The French international, who has been a cornerstone of Arsenal's backline over the past 2 seasons, pulled up unexpectedly moments after heading the ball. Saliba sat down on the turf, glancing toward the bench to indicate that he could not continue. With no signs of limping beforehand, the incident shocked both players and fans, raising immediate concerns about the severity of the setback. Arteta was left with no choice but to call on new summer signing Christian Mosquera, who replaced Saliba for the remainder of the match. The young defender was thrust into a high-pressure situation far earlier than expected, having to cope with Liverpool's relentless attack on one of the Premier League's toughest stages. Former Aston Villa striker Dion Dublin, speaking on BBC Radio 5 Live, described the moment as particularly concerning. "I didn't see any limping from William Saliba. After heading the ball, Saliba went down. He kept his left leg straight and his right leg bent. That is a huge loss for Arsenal," Dublin explained, highlighting how crucial the Frenchman is to Arsenal's defensive structure. The timing could hardly be worse for the Gunners, who are already navigating a growing injury crisis. Star forward Bukayo Saka was absent from the squad after suffering a hamstring issue in last weekend's fixture, a problem that is set to keep him sidelined for up to 4 weeks. Midfielder Kai Havertz has also undergone knee surgery, ruling him out for the foreseeable future, while Captain Martin Odegaard only made the bench at Anfield following a shoulder problem. The mounting list of injuries is threatening to derail Arsenal's momentum at the start of what is expected to be another title-challenging campaign. With the transfer deadline looming on Monday night, the club is working quickly to finalize the signing of Ecuadorian defender Piero Hincapié from Bayer Leverkusen. His arrival could provide timely reinforcement to a squad stretched by fitness concerns. For Arteta, however, the immediate worry will be the condition of Saliba. The 23-year-old's commanding presence has been essential in stabilizing Arsenal's defense, and losing him for an extended period would represent a significant blow to their ambitions. Supporters will be anxiously awaiting updates in the coming days as the Gunners look to recover from another damaging injury setback. Arsenal agree Piero Hincapié deal with Bayer Leverkusen star set for London move. Arsenal have reached an agreement to sign Bayer Leverkusen defender Piero Hincapié in a deal that will initially see the Ecuador international join the club on loan, with an option to buy for £45 million. Should the Gunners choose to activate that clause, Hincapié is set to pen a 5-year contract, with Leverkusen also inserting a 10% sell-on fee into the agreement. The 23-year-old, who has already earned 46 caps for Ecuador, is expected to travel to London this weekend to complete his medical ahead of the switch. Hincapié will add much-needed depth to Mikel Arteta's backline, which has been tested in recent years due to recurring injuries at crucial points of Arsenal's title challenges. Highly regarded for his versatility, Hincapié is predominantly a centre-back, but is also capable of slotting in at full-back. His flexibility fits Arteta's tactical demands perfectly, with the Spaniard often preferring defenders who can operate in multiple roles. Arsenal already boasts the likes of Ricardo Calafiori, Jurrien Timber, and Ben White, who have all been deployed in hybrid positions under Arteta, and Hincapié looks set to continue that trend. The move comes during another busy transfer window at the Emirates. Arsenal have already invested heavily this summer, with Martin Zubimendi, Noni Madueke, Victor Gyökeres, and Eberechi Eze all joining the squad in deals that have pushed the club's spending past £200 million. Bringing in Hincapié further highlights the club's ambition to compete on all fronts and finally secure the elusive Premier League crown. The signing also coincides with significant outgoings. Jakub Kiwior is set to complete a £23 million move to Porto, while Oleksandr Zinchenko is in talks with French club Marseille over a transfer. These departures underline Arsenal's reshaping of their defensive options, with Hincapié arriving as a long-term solution. Despite his young age, Hincapié brings a wealth of experience, having already racked up more than 150 appearances for Leverkusen. His composure on the ball, reading of the game, and ability to step out of defense are qualities that will strengthen Arsenal's backline as they look to cope with injuries and fixture congestion. With Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka nursing knocks and Kai Havertz recovering from knee surgery, squad depth has once again been a concern for Arteta in the opening weeks of the season. The capture of Hincapié provides a timely boost, giving Arsenal another reliable option as they prepare for what promises to be a grueling campaign both domestically and in Europe. Things are moving fast at Emirates. We start with this headline that Gabriel Martinelli faces uncertain Arsenal future amid fierce competition. Gabriel Martinelli's place at Arsenal is under fresh scrutiny following a summer of intense squad reshaping that has left the Brazilian winger facing a serious battle for minutes. Once considered one of Mikel Arteta's untouchable starters, Martinelli is now fighting for his role after 3 major moves altered the pecking order in Arsenal's forward line. The 23-year-old started 25 Premier League games last season, delivering his second most productive campaign in an Arsenal shirt. However, despite his contributions, Arteta has turned to the transfer market to inject more creativity and competition in the wide areas. The high-profile arrival of Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace for £60 million has been the clearest indication that Martinelli is no longer guaranteed his left-wing berth. Eze, who dazzled in the Premier League last season, has quickly been earmarked as a key figure for Arteta's evolving system. With Bukayo Saka sidelined through injury, there's a strong chance that Noni Madueke, another summer arrival, will cover on the right flank. That in turn allows Eze to slot straight into Martinelli's favored left-wing role when Arsenal travel to Anfield this weekend. Meanwhile, Leandro Trossard, fresh from signing a new contract, remains another trusted option after impressing from the bench in the 5-0 win over Leeds. While Arsenal have scored 7 goals in their opening 2 league matches, 3 came from set pieces, highlighting an ongoing need to improve their attacking output in open play. Arteta's recruitment drive reflects a push to diversify sources of creativity and goal threat, a factor that has placed added pressure on Martinelli, who has been criticized for inconsistent form. Speculation over a possible move to Saudi Arabia has circulated throughout 2025, but Arsenal sources insist the winger remains firmly in their plans. There's no desire to cash in on a player with Martinelli's quality and potential. The real concern is how much he will actually feature. With Eze expected to be handed an immediate chance to shine, Martinelli could find his game time significantly reduced compared to the 2,200 minutes he registered last season. Ultimately, Arteta's team selection against Liverpool may provide the clearest indication yet of where Martinelli stands. Should he once again be overlooked in favor of Arsenal's new recruits, it will speak volumes about the challenges ahead for a player who only 12 months ago was one of the first names on the team sheet. With the transfer window nearing its conclusion, the Gunners are still active on multiple fronts. Crystal Palace are reportedly in advanced talks with Arsenal over a potential £15 million deal for winger Reiss Nelson. The academy graduate, who has struggled to cement a regular place in Mikel Arteta's plans, could be set for a fresh start at Selhurst Park. Palace see Nelson as an ideal addition to strengthen their attacking options, and a move would also allow Arsenal to free up squad space and generate funds for potential reinforcements. Meanwhile, Jakub Kiwior is edging closer to a move away from the Emirates. The Polish defender, signed from Spezia in 2023, has found opportunities limited in North London. Porto are understood to be close to finalizing a loan deal with an obligation to buy, a move that would see Kiwior get the regular game time he needs while Arsenal focus on other defensive options. Away from the transfer market, Arsenal confirmed a major update regarding Kai Havertz. The German midfielder, who picked up a knee injury during the club's Premier League opener against Manchester United, has successfully undergone surgery. While the exact timeline for his return has not been disclosed, the club described the procedure as a success, offering optimism that Havertz could return sooner rather than later. His absence, however, remains a setback for Arteta, who had planned to integrate the versatile attacker into his tactical setup this season. On the European front, attention has also turned to Arsenal's Champions League campaign. Following UEFA's revamped format, the Gunners' fixtures in the group stage have now been revealed. Fans are eagerly anticipating a fresh challenge as the North London side prepare to test themselves against Europe's elite. With Arteta's side aiming to build on last season's strong domestic performances, a positive start in Europe will be crucial. In summary, Arsenal's situation is one of both change and opportunity. The departures of Nelson and Kiwior combined with Havertz's injury setback could alter Arteta's short-term plans, but the squad remains competitive. With Champions League nights on the horizon and transfer business still unfolding, the coming weeks will play a significant role in shaping Arsenal's 2025/26 campaign. Arsenal are gearing up for one of the sternest tests of their early season as they travel to Anfield on Sunday to face Liverpool. Having opened the Premier League campaign with back-to-back victories, Mikel Arteta's side arrive on Merseyside with confidence and momentum, though injuries have forced the manager into making some tough decisions. The Gunners were dealt a double blow in their win over Leeds last weekend, with Bukayo Saka and captain Martin Odegaard both leaving the field injured. Football.London understands that Saka faces several weeks on the sidelines with a hamstring issue, while Odegaard remains a doubt after suffering a painful shoulder problem. With Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, Christian Norgard, and Ben White also missing, Arsenal's depth is being tested. Fortunately, this summer's transfer business means Arteta has quality options to call upon. One of those is Eberechi Eze, who joined from Crystal Palace in a big money move earlier this month. The creative midfielder trained with his new teammates for the first time this week and could be handed a dream debut at Anfield. Slotting him into Odegaard's role offers Arsenal a fresh attacking spark, while also giving the Norwegian time to fully recover. On the right flank, Saka's absence opens the door for Noni Madueke to switch wings. The England international impressed on the left in the opening fixtures, and his direct dribbling style could trouble Liverpool's defence. Youngster Max Dowman, who won a penalty against Leeds, is another option from the bench should Arsenal need further attacking firepower. Gabriel Martinelli, who surprisingly remained unused at the weekend, is also expected to play a key role. The Brazilian has a strong record against Liverpool, and his pace on the counter-attack makes him an ideal weapon at Anfield. Up front, summer signing Victor Gyökeres continues to lead the line after settling quickly into life at Arsenal. Defensively, Arteta is set to stick with a backline of David Raya, Jurrien Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Ricardo Calafiori. In midfield, Declan Rice, much improved against Leeds, will partner Martin Zubimendi to provide balance and control. With Arsenal sitting top of the table, Sunday's clash is a chance not just to extend their perfect start, but also to land an early psychological blow on a major title rival. Arteta may be forced into 3 changes, but the depth at his disposal means the Gunners travel north with belief that they can upset Liverpool in their own backyard. Arsenal legend backs Gunners to capitalize on Alexander Isak. Distraction against Liverpool. Arsenal face one of their toughest tests of the season on Sunday, as they travel to Anfield to take on Liverpool. And former Invincible Lauren believes the ongoing Alexander Isak transfer saga could work in their favor. The Swedish striker, currently at Newcastle United, has been at the center of one of the summer's biggest transfer stories. After a stellar campaign at St. James's Park, Isak has been linked with both Arsenal and Liverpool. However, it is Jurgen Klopp's side who are pushing hardest for his signature in what could end up being a British record transfer before the September 1st deadline. The 25-year-old has reportedly told Newcastle that he does not intend to play for them again, sparking a standoff between club and player. That standoff, according to Lauren, could prove a distraction for Liverpool as they prepare to welcome Arsenal in a crucial early season clash. Speaking to ACOdds.com, Lauren said, "You have to aim for 3 points and not think about a draw. Especially in the early moments of the season, when Liverpool and Arsenal players are not yet at 100%, this is when you need to take advantage." The former right-back believes Mikel Arteta's men are well placed to get a result after an impressive start to the campaign. The Gunners secured a statement win away to Manchester United before following it up with a dominant 5-0 victory over Leeds last weekend. The momentum is good for Arsenal, Lauren added. Now is the moment to go and grab 3 points at Anfield. It won't be easy, but mentally and in terms of quality, we are ready. The way the team plays and the experience of key players means we are in a strong position to win and hopefully push on to take the league title. Arsenal will, however, need to cope without star winger Bukayo Saka, who has been ruled out for around 4 weeks with a hamstring injury. Captain Martin Odegaard faces a late fitness test after picking up a knock in the win against Leeds, though summer signing Eberechi Eze is expected to make his debut following his £67.5 million move from Crystal Palace. Lauren insists that while the Isak saga may unsettle Liverpool, Arsenal's focus must remain firmly on their own performance. We hope the Isak situation can distract Liverpool, but I just care about Arsenal getting the 3 points. In the end, it's about the 90 minutes on the pitch. Problems can be there off it, but true competitors always want to win. With momentum on their side, and a potential opportunity to exploit Liverpool's off-field distractions, Arsenal will head into Anfield with renewed confidence as they look to stake their claim as genuine Premier League title contenders. Things are hitting up in London as Eberechi Eze trains with Arsenal for the first time ahead of possible debut at Liverpool. Eberechi Eze has officially begun life as an Arsenal player, training with his new teammates for the first time on Monday, as he prepares for a potential debut against Liverpool at Anfield this weekend. The 27-year-old midfielder completed his long-awaited move from Crystal Palace to the Gunners last Saturday in a deal worth £60 million up front, with an additional £7.5 million in performance-related add-ons. He was unveiled to Arsenal supporters at the Emirates Stadium shortly before the club's emphatic 5-0 Premier League win over Leeds United. After being given Sunday off to recover following that victory, Mikel Arteta's squad reconvened for training on Monday, and Eze was fully integrated into the session. It marked his first chance to work closely with his new teammates and adapt to the tactical demands of Arteta, who has been eager to add more creativity and dynamism to his midfield options. Eze's arrival has generated significant excitement among Arsenal fans, who see him as a player capable of transforming their attacking play. Known for his dribbling flair, vision, and ability to unlock defenses, the England international has been one of the Premier League's standout performers at Crystal Palace over the past 2 seasons. His move to North London signals Arsenal's determination to push closer to silverware and challenge for the league title. Speaking about his ambitions after joining the Gunners, Eze made it clear that he is driven by a hunger to win. Of course, the manager has ideas and things that he wants, but for me, I'm free, he said. I just want to win. I want to win whatever's there. I feel like I've got a taste for it now, and to contribute, to give whatever I can to help the team win. I'm on it. That's my mentality. The midfielder also spoke passionately about the impact of success, both inside and outside the dressing room. I've seen what it means. I've seen what you can do. Not just to your teammates and the staff, but I can see what you can do to people when you win, when you bring that type of joy to the place. So to be part of that, that's my aim. Eze could now be set for one of the toughest introductions possible, with Arsenal traveling to face Premier League champions Liverpool on Sunday. The Gunners have not won a league game at Anfield since 2012, when Arteta himself was part of the midfield. Breaking that record would be the perfect start for their new £60 million man.